Syracuse on a 9-1 scoring run against Binghamton right now, and a big reason why, Jack, is the Orange have dominated at the draw control circle.
Kate Mashewski's one of the best in the nation at this. It's what Syracuse needs to stay dominant on offense. She started out slow, only 5 draw controls in the opener against Northwestern, then she bounced back with 13 last week. A pretty similar performance today against Binghamton.
Got 8 draw controls in this game, needs just 2 more to reach double digits. If she does, it would mark her 13th career game with 10 or more draw controls. Just year after year dominance. Ever since 2021, really, when she had a couple of breakout games against Notre Dame and took sole possession of that draw control starting position, forcing Braylee Kempney to transfer. And then Morgan Widener graduated. There's no debate. It's Mashewski's job, nobody else's.
Yeah, a lot of teams will work in a couple different midfielders into that spot. Syracuse, experimented a little bit with players like Emma Tyrell, but Maddie Baxter, and then they just figured out Mashewski's the best in the business.
Well, Harris-Chuck, that's Emily Harris-Chuck, used to take draw controls as well. Then she got injured a couple seasons ago. And then Mashewski just said, hey, I'll take care of this. You worry about scoring the goals. And that worked out pretty well last year.
As if Harris-Chuck didn't have the ball enough on the
right?
offense bench. She wanted it everywhere.
Got to share it a little bit. She's now an assistant coach at Niagara, by the way, after just an incredible career at Syracuse. Well, the Bearcats down 11. Did earn possession off that last draw control. Now need a spark again in the offensive end. Perhaps it's Madison Murphy they look to. She's wearing 34 on the near side of the field. It's been a pretty balanced effort for Binghamton as well. 3 different goal scorers, Marissa Tancredi, Isabella Mealy, and Emma Conroy. None of the headliners, though. No Kenna Newman, no Murphy, as Bianca Chevrolet just with hounding defense, and she takes it away. What an individual effort from the Canadian.
SU has been playing tight like that all day long against Binghamton. They're giving them no room to operate on offense. That's why this game has been so out of hand.
The Orange putting it into 4th gear. Dangerous pass in the middle. Fight for the loose ball. And Cockrell grabs it for the Cuse.
Well, collision there, teammate to teammate.
Well, she likes the contact. Sierra Cockrell is one of the players that wishes women's lacrosse was even more physical. She actually played football growing up for a couple of grade levels and wrestled too. And her brother played football for the Terrapins.
Well, you don't have to tell that to the player she ran into in Emma Ward either. We know she's great at that as well.
Yep, Ward played football growing up, 2nd to 7th grade. Running back and outside linebacker. Olivia Adamson did not play football, but she can score some goals, and she'll have a chance to do that right here on a free position.
Adamson's someone we haven't seen get too involved today. Only an assist in the box score, but she hasn't needed to. It's been an all-around effort. She's somebody that's just an extra component of this offense that can go ahead and dominate if she needs to.
Adamson feeds the crease, and Syracuse scores again. Natalie Smith with her 2nd goal off the free position. And the Cuse up a dozen midway through the 3rd.
So unpredictable on these free position shots. You'd think Olivia Adamson's taking this one all the way, but a great cut by Natalie Smith. Find herself open right on the crease to score. It's such a hard shot to stop. It's even harder if you don't know who's taking the shot.
Perhaps a lack of communication there from Binghamton defensively.
I mean, Binghamton has to close out on Olivia Adamson a lot earlier. I know that would stop her shooting, but it's also going to make that pass a lot harder to get off. They have to get their sticks in front of her.
High fives between Adamson and Coach Trainer, which has to feel cool for Olivia because growing up, she was, quote, awed by Kayla Trainer in Syracuse and idolized all the SU players, which is a big reason why she decided to play for Syracuse. It's a cool thing about having a young coach like that. They're young enough to where you remember watching them growing up. Now you're playing for them. Bearcats in transition. Mealy on the doorstep. Muscolino inches away from a BTB score.
And John, not only are these Syracuse players playing for Kayla Trainer, some of them playing against her.
That's
too.
true.
Maddie Baxter, Bianca Chevrolet for Team Canada. An incredible dynamic this team has with their young head coach.
At the World Championships over the summer, players against coaches. Baxter and Chevrolet won the silver medal with Team Canada. Carroll winding up near side. Scored 2 goals against Syracuse last year, but has done little, if anything, today. Muscolino straight away. Syracuse doing a great job closing out and taking away those shots and also preventing the shooting space violations too.
They are. It's the risk you take with maybe getting blown by with a dodge, but Binghamton can't do that today.
Ball's on the carpet. Schweitzer vacuums it. Oh, but a nice takeaway. Kenna Newman by herself draws a whistle. Schweitzer thought she was in safety, but that wasn't the case. And the infraction actually goes against Newman and the Bearcats.
It looks like that's about to be a mistake from Syracuse, but then just too much contact there from Newman.
Newman charging into Katie Goodale. She takes the brunt of that contact, and that's something that Goodale is really known for. The timing and just the sheer awareness to draw those charges, draw the contact, and earn the possessions for Syracuse.
Yeah, the toughness is so important. You need an anchor of your defense, and that's Katie Goodale. They lose Sarah Cooper from last season, the top cover defender. Goodale has slid into that position perfectly for the Orange.
Perhaps Goodale learned that work ethic and tough play because she grew up on a farm. Sidearm shot in the middle, stopped by Manning. Loose ball in front, and the Bearcats grab it.
Physical play down low. Savannah Schweitzer ended up on the ground. Looked like she got a little bit of body contact. Surprising that one didn't end in a call in favor of Syracuse.
Instead, it's Binghamton possession. The Bearcats try to clear. Angelina Swau running out of real estate. Ball's put on the deck, but she does get it back. That's that swarming ride and relentless energy from Megan Tyrell on full display.
Yeah, that's something head coach Stephanie Allen was pretty scared about coming into this game, is how tough the SU ride can be. You know, it's a defense that'll really pressure you and suffocate you when you have the ball, but if you're trying to get it into your offensive end, it's just as hard.
Pass in the middle, and a player down for Syracuse. That's Hallie Simpkins. She gets up under her own power, puts her goggles back on. And a yellow card ensued against Binghamton and Marissa Tancredi.
John, the physicality is something that's good to see. Hallie Simpkins runs into Tancredi, not runs into her directly, but goes up to defend her without worrying about getting hit. You know, she is so tough and aggressive that she's not scared to get hit on the head. That's what makes this defense so good.
Dangerous follow through on the shot from Tancredi there. Simpkins takes the contact. Now Syracuse a woman up for the next 2 minutes or so. Hallie's sister Ella played at Syracuse a couple of years ago, was a member of that national runner-up team back in 2021. Ella was an honorable mention All-American back in that successful season for the Cuse. Now the Orange on the woman up. We haven't seen this situation yet today, but this is important because these are the kinds of situations you need to be fluent in by the time ACC play comes around.
Yeah, it's something that can really craft a team into the perfect team. If you're good on just about everything, the player up situations too, all the special teams plays, that's what turns you into a contender.
Adamson back to the free position opportunity. Draws the shooting space violation from straight away, and after assisting a Natalie Smith goal, she'll have a chance from right in front.
Yeah, what's so tough is that SU is unpredictable on these free position shots. Adamson might shoot this one, or she'll find an open player on her squad.
5 woman up goals last year for Adamson. Chance for one here, and she rings it off the pipe. How many times have we seen the ball clank off the iron today? Swau tries to clear a woman down, and she turns it over. Ran into a double team in front of the Syracuse bench. The ball flung out of bounds, and the official initially pointed the way of Syracuse, but now they rule it stays with the Bearcats.
Yeah, they're going to say they pushed her there. A little surprising, wasn't too much contact, but good to see them get the call right.
Comes Carla Kurth, freshman from Garden City, New York. Someone that suffered an injury in the winter and is still kind of getting back in the mix, Coach Allen said. And her dad, George, was the Binghamton Male Athlete of the Year way back in 1989. He was on the men's soccer team. So some good family lineage with Binghamton. Perhaps she's next up.
What's good about this Bearcat team is that, yes, they're playing a tough Syracuse squad, but they've got so much pedigree, so much athleticism. This is a real good squad. You know, they've been playing at a high level since high school and in the America East, too.
Dished in front, Scheidel looking for a shooting lane. Instead, the ball's on the turf, and the Orange fighting to gain possession. It's calmly scooped up by Schweitzer and crease. Anytime that ball goes down right in that slot area, it seems like it's Syracuse winning the loose change.
Yeah, Schweitzer is so focused when the ball gets in the crease. And on clears, she's been almost perfect. You don't see her making too many dangerous passes, but she will stretch the field. She's not just going to dump it off 2 yards away. She will look for her open midfielders at half field.
Schweitzer always had the pedigree, former 5-star recruit, top 10 in 2019. Seems to be finding her footing here at Syracuse in her second year in the Salt City. Also, what's pretty cool is that she played men's lacrosse for her entire childhood with Savannah Schweitzer. Then once freshman year of high school rolled around, they switched over to the women's side. Now here she is. Carney behind cage to the point with Smith. No shooting space violation. Hands the keys to Cockrell, and she turns the corner and earns a whistle.
Yeah, Binghamton's trying to get more aggressive or physical on defense. It looks like Syracuse is going to want to run this one down as far as they can, but they've been just too aggressive getting into the space of these Syracuse shooters.
Cockrell with the free position, closing seconds of the third quarter. Tried a quick pass to Tyrell, that couldn't get through. Manning grabs the loose ball, and that winds down the ticker here in the third quarter. Syracuse with some more offense in the third frame. 4 scores for the Orange, while the defense shuts out Binghamton. SU up a dozen, heading into the fourth quarter.